new member. I had a consultation call with him before he joined. I think he sent 3,000 or 4,000 mailers. And I talked to him shortly after that. He's like, honestly, I just want proof of concept. I probably won't send anymore. And I don't want to say it shocked me, but it like caught me off guard. I don't want to act like it's a lottery ticket, just sending 3,000 or 4,000 mailers and hoping to get a deal. But if that's like your max and you sent that on your first round, that's not the way to do this business. And I knew that wasn't his mindset. As you do that month over month and you skip mailers, you skip marketing, you are losing deals every single time, whether you think it or not. It's just the fact, honestly. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Apke, and today I'm going to be talking about the number one mistake new land investors make. And I've seen this one so frequently from new people, and it's one that's hard to avoid, to be 100% honest. And a lot of people come in with hesitancies in the business model. They're looking for proof of concept, which is completely understandable. But this number one mistake that people have is inconsistent marketing. And this is going to be a short episode. I know I've kind of beat this topic a lot in the past, but it's been a little bit. So I wanted to touch base on it because I've seen it even more in the last probably 2-3 months from newer people who are getting into this business. And when I say inconsistent marketing, like we are just not reaching out, not we, but the new member is not reaching out to sellers on a consistent enough basis to try to get deals. And there's one story in particular that kind of resonates from me. It was a new member. I had a consultation call with him before he joined, and he had his hesitancies for sure. But he was bought in. Like, he's watched so much of our YouTube videos. He's listening to podcasts like you guys are right now. And he was ready to go. And he went through with the education. I think he sent 3,000 or 4,000 mailers. He moved fast. Like, he moved fast through the education. He sent 3,000 or 4,000 mailers. And I talked to him shortly after that and asked him, like, how his future counties are going. Like, what's on the horizon? He's like, honestly, I just want proof of concept. I probably won't send anymore. And that was like, I don't want to say it shocked me, but it like caught me off guard. And I just told him, like, listen, it's like you doing this now, which I understand, like if you don't have any funds or whatever the situation, but that wasn't the situation here. This guy had about $10,000, $12,000 to invest into marketing, and he just didn't want to put any more into it at the moment. He wanted to get a deal from those 3,000 or 4,000 mailers. Again, I understand that mindset, but the issue with that is if you're not willing to send 3 months of mail when you're starting this business, or 3 months of marketing, however you're marketing, don't start this business. It's not for you, because one, those mailers, that first round of marketing, you're going to make mistakes. They could fail theoretically. But so I went back to him and I just told him, like, I just want you to understand, like, you get a deal, you don't get a deal. I don't think it's going to change much. It's going to delay a lot. And this is someone who wanted to quit his job in the next, like, he said 6 to 12 months. I thought it would be closer to 12 months based on how he was talking, if he did. But it concerned me. My number one concern is, like, what happens? And I asked him, what happens if you don't get a deal from these 3,000 or 4,000 mailers? Like, are you done? Are you going to send more? And he hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. He didn't say, like, I'm done for sure. He didn't say I'm going to for sure send more mail, more marketing, whatever. But he hadn't thought about it, to be honest with you. So I just asked, I'm like, if you're not sure what you're going to do, like if you get a deal or don't get, does it matter if you get a deal from these 3,000 or 4,000 mailers? And again, he didn't necessarily, he knew that if he got a deal, he'd keep going. But how that conversation ended, honestly, we just kind of went back and forth. I just told him, like, if you plan, like, if this is your shot in the dark, I don't want to act like it's a lottery ticket, just sending 3,000 or 4,000 mailers and hoping to get a deal. But if that's like your max and you sent that on your first round, that's not the way to do this business. And I knew that wasn't his mindset. But fast forward a couple weeks, probably 4 weeks, and I talked to him again. He never sent more mail. He stopped with that consistency. And I talked to him. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I just bought a deal, buy for 20,000, sell for 50,000. I'm like, how's your pipeline look? And that's when it kind of like stunned him. He's like, I don't hit, like, there's no pipeline right now, because he stopped that mail. And that was like, it's definitely a learning lesson for sure. Like, you put time, money, effort into sending those 3,000, 4,000 mailers, you're going to make $20,000, $30,000. That's amazing for sure. But now you're delayed. Your business is delayed 8, 10 weeks because you literally don't have any data pulled. You don't have any mail uh, data price. You don't have any mail that is being received by sellers. And he understood. I didn't have to explain it to him too much. He understood like this is going to hurt cash flow. This is a tough business to get cash flow consistently because of marketing. But the way to do it is by having consistent marketing. You are still going to have dry spells, but your dry spells are going to be so few and far between when you are being consistent with your marketing. And I told him like I just told him to kind of look back to the situation. I wasn't like trying to be an ass or anything like that. I was just being honest with him. Like if you had the difference of your 2024, if you had have kept doing that, you'd have essentially an extra 2 months of marketing that's out there. That could be an extra 50, 70, $100,000 of potential profit that's out there that is delayed. That profit can still be out there, but it's delayed because you have no marketing at the moment. And what happens with going past this story, like it was a great learning lesson for him. He's killing it right now, and he has made strides. He's sending mail consistently. He's doing marketing. He's doing follow-up texts even now, and he is doing amazing. But it delayed. Like his goals, his actions weren't aligning with his goals of quitting in 6 to 12 months, and that did get delayed because of that. But again, going on from there, like if you want consistent cash flow, you need to be consistent with your marketing. No matter what your marketing is, you need to be constantly talking to sellers. And the hardest part about this, and a lot of people don't realize it when they're getting into it, the difficulty is when you first get started in this business, you're pulling data, pricing data, sending mail, sending text, whatever it is, your marketing. Once you have those deals coming back, you're still doing that for your consistent. You're still doing that front end stuff, but now you all of a sudden have a whole nother avenue that's adding to your plate. Now you have to answer these sellers' phone calls. Then you start buying properties. Now you add title, you add escrow, then you add selling the properties on the back end. So the first 2, 3 months, like you're just literally adding a layer to your business every single time a deal moves forward. Because now you're selling a property, you're acquiring other properties, and you are also sending marketing, pricing mail, sending text out. So once you have all buckets filled, that's when like you know how much you can do. And a lot of people think they can send 10,000 mailers per month right out the gate, which some people can. You start with it, but that 10,000 mailers a month might turn into 5, 6 deals, 3 deals, whatever it is. And then you have to keep doing that 10,000. And those deals stack on top of each other. You're sending 50 emails to title every week. You're doing due diligence on properties. And that's when it's going to stack up really, really fast. So like I said, when you're getting into this business from the start, have 3 months of mail, whatever marketing. I keep saying mail. Have 3 months of marketing lined up so you know what you're going to do. You don't have to have it all priced, but you need to know what you're going to do. If you're doing 3,000 a month, do 1,500 mailers, text, whatever you're doing every other week. So bi-weekly essentially, and that's going to get you that 3,000 per month. That's going to get you 9,000. Reach out to 9,000 sellers over that 3-month period. If you come in like that first example and you are, let's try to get some proof. Let's try to get a proof of concept from the start until I get that. And that wasn't really the situation, which is the craziest thing. Let's try to get some proof of concept. He literally wasn't sure why he stopped sending marketing, like why he wasn't doing it. I don't know if he was overwhelmed with the amount of money it cost to send that much mail, but it obviously yielded $20,000 or $30,000. I don't know exactly what he ended up selling that property for, but that is the biggest thing. And if you have those spaces, so let's say you send 5,000 mailers this month, you don't send any next month, and then you send 5,000. Like those 5,000 mailers you're missing next month we get a deal every 2,500 mailers and we average $25,000 per profit. That's $50,000 of profit. As you do that month over month and you skip mailers, you skip marketing, you are losing deals every single time, whether you think it or not. It's just the fact, honestly. So just have that into the back of your mind. I wanted to touch base in this episode, like I said, because it is it's something I consistently see from newer land investors is inconsistent marketing. They get overwhelmed. There's education going on. There's a lot of things going on, and I completely understand it. One thing to keep in mind is if you do miss a mailer, we still like everyone is going to miss a mailer, miss a marketing campaign every once in a while. Do not go crazy. Do not beat yourself up on it. Do not necessarily try to catch up to it. Just be more consistent in the future. Like we, at one time when we were sending 30, 40,000 mailers a month, and maybe we sent 21 month, you try to catch up on that the next month, it is going to be crazy. Just try to regain your consistency opposed to catching up. That is probably the biggest lesson from this, other than just being consistent with the marketing, is when you do miss marketing, do not necessarily try to catch up, double your marketing efforts to catch up to your goal number, whatever. Just regain that consistency and then do that month over month, week over week, whatever your marketing schedule looks like. Other than that, guys, if you are listening on YouTube, watching me on YouTube, hit the subscribe button below. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, share this with a friend. Let me know what you think about this. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.